thank you very much for joining us for another episode of ETF Issuer Insights, hosted by ETF Market Canada. My name is Eric. I'm our Chief Revenue Officer here at the NEO Exchange, now a Cboe Global Markets company. And I'm very proud to be joined by Ahmed Farouk, SVP, Head of Retail Sales for Franklin Templeton, Canada. Ahmed, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Eric, for having me. Canadians love income, and they love to get paid or compensated for investing in any type of company. But I think with the changing of demographics, our aging population, our own parents aging, we need cash flows, and that's why a lot of investors or even advisors ask us, like, whenever time we're investing in any type of product, they'll ask us, like, what is the yield? And that's why it's important. In terms of how do you position into a portfolio, I think it's all dependent on the income that they need. But I think the great thing about ETFs is that if they democratize, I guess, of how you get access. Before, as you buy a company, you get compensated, but now you can buy a U.S. company, an international company, a global company, all wrapped into an ETF structure. So FLGD is a little different than what's available in the marketplace today. I think FLGD goes after the top 100 companies from a global perspective that are growing their dividends, but also with a quality kind of bias to the portfolio. And a lot of times what you'll find is that global, you tend not to get access to global. You tend to be very much US-centric. So we're trying to give you a lot more. Global means developed markets and emerging markets. So you're getting everything. But we're just trying to give you the best of the best of the top 100 that are paying dividends, but are growing their dividends, but with a quality screen on top of that. And what does quality mean to you and me? Is like there's strong balance sheets. They're good earnings. So this means that when there's volatility that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, they tend to stomach the volatility a little better or provide that buffering. So we're going to give you both. So top 100 plus the quality on top. Well, the thing is, when you look at dividends in the Canadian marketplace specifically, you start with payers, which are companies that just pay dividends. And there's high dividends, which are companies you look at that are just paying the highest dividends, irrespective of their structure. Are they debt-ridden companies? Are they paying dividends because if they don't pay dividends, they're going to kick out of the index? So there's all those kind of things. So they're just trying to give you the highest amount, but there's a lot more risk. And then there's growers, which tend to over long-term outperform, because if the dividends are growing, that means their company's balance sheets are expanding. So ours is a little different that way. But we're expanding it not just for the North American market, we're giving you the global market. And then on top, as I mentioned in the last, is just the quality factor, I think, which is important, because a lot of people are, with all the volatility we've seen in the last 2 years, quality kind of helps you kind of feel a little better in terms of when you're investing, just because of the fact that we've done an extra screen to make sure that we're giving you that. And the last thing I would say is that it's a good complement to what you're already doing in the North American market, is that when you're buying your S&P 500 exposure or TSX Composite exposure, you're trying to getting a lot more higher torque, mega cap type names. And this is trying to get the higher quality names, which tend to be more the financials, industrials, and healthcare companies. So a little bit more broader exposures from that perspective.
Well, Ahmed, thank you very much for joining us today for another episode of ETF Issuer Insights, hosted by the ETF Market Canada. To our audience, thank you very much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.